The template dude.
Let's start with the new project. Just you can press. So now we got the project, and maybe the best angle to start with, I actually prefer that we'll check at least this arranger or something. Then if you want to quickly, yeah,
this one.
Now you see the view that you have the you see the loop.
Yeah.
2 bars.
Yeah.
Now, you could have longer, and it's quite easy because then you can just now make it longer like that, like 4 bars, if that's nicer. If you want to start, oh sorry, where did I? If that's the loop activation, yeah. But you can actually, it depends if you want to start with, for example, with drums. Sometimes it's nice to create your own metronome. So you can use like 1 bar only, and you can put some nice drumming, and it's more easily on time when you do a smaller chunk. But it's kind of yeah. Now you see what is important in here is that the BPM. That's the beat.
And I can change that later on. So
yeah, you can change that later on. But for example, if I normally, if you are not experienced a lot and you have timing mistakes, so maybe you start with lower beat and then you can make it faster.
Yeah.
90s, something in a hip hop genre, quite common. So that's the thing. And now, as we see, this symbol here, it's we click this one. It's drum track.
Yeah. Could we start with the chords?
Then if we want to start with chords, we press the plus. And now we can choose, do we want to use key group or plugin for chords?
So audio would be something that I can do with this.
Yeah, audio is just the plain audio.
Yeah.
You can have your...
Yeah. So if I had guitar, I could use the audio.
Yeah, you can use audio track and you can record it with the... in here, or you can bring your audio stuff, so audio samples.
What's the difference between plugin and key group?
Key group is sample based and plugin is like synthesizer, but it can also be sample based. But key groups you can, for example, make your own.
Okay, so I want choice.
Yeah, you choose plugin, then you need to go to, probably its best option is to go to main. Then you will see the instrument.
And actually now, as I have the keyboard, should it?
Yeah, it plays. Yeah. Yeah. So actually that's a quite good sound original for the chords, because you can change it later.
Yeah.
So you can just.
I'm really beginner with the keyboard, so I don't know much. But I was kind of thinking like maybe D minor. I hope I
can
get
record,
right.
For example, here.
This could be the start, and then maybe C. And okay, I don't have enough here, but G.
Yeah, and
this would be the loop.
Yeah, and you can also keep the chords limited and add later. So you can basically, when it cycles, you can overdub. If this overdub light is on, then it will kind of add and add.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one way, for example, with bass sound is that you can, when doing the overdub, you can add something additional grooves to the, you do some basic bass and then you add, but that's another story. Yeah. But let's go to, then you go back to there, maybe.
I think we should have the metronome anyway, because
I
wanted the metronome to start with this, but maybe it's easier if there's some click.
Yeah. The metronome settings.
Is it that? Yeah.
That one. So now you have the count in record, unable on record. It means that
and it comes when you
record it.
Yeah.
It clicks. It's the basic MPC click. Yeah. Okay. So you can should maybe first go to that.
That is arrange.
Yeah. And now you are on the plugin track. It has this plug symbol in the left side. It's very small, but
And then later on, when we put drums, it's the, I guess, the first track.
Yeah, and there is no kind of rule for the order. So you can start with drums, you can start with bass, you can start with chords, you can start with melody.
Yeah. And
but of course, the rhythmical challenge is if you do later the rhythmical exact thing, that might cause. So sometimes it's good maybe to start with drums and create, even you might delete that. But it's just to support the beat.
Yeah, now I'm kind of like thinking that it's really hard to start to do something. But once you hear the click, maybe it's...
Yeah, it makes
easier.
it a bit easier. Yeah. You can check and you can then edit, of course. And so you can maybe record, just press record and
then play start.
Play start, yeah.
And then it will continue as long as I press stop. And was there now a loop? So does it loop now?
Yeah, it should. The loop is here activated.
Yeah. Okay. So record and then play start.
Yeah, then it will start from the beginning. Oh, it started. Okay. But it doesn't matter. You can wait for the next round.
Too hard. Okay, I'm gonna just try something. Okay.
You can still, you're still at one by one.
But they go over that if I...
We can do the editing later.
Okay, I'm gonna just try. I forget everything when
but you can do it one by one. Yeah. Not bad. I think you can also stop now.
So
but it's not bad if you hear yourself. Then you can do lots of things.
I'm gonna try a little bit here.
You want to add something, but you can also.
And then it will be go here, but is it only like 3 bars now?
But if you want to re-record, you just press rec and play start. It erases everything.
So now like this.
That and play start.
Start for me. I mean, we can fiddle with those, but it would be really nice if I now just knew how to maybe add some drums and maybe some bass, and maybe some.
I would recommend actually adding the bass drum maybe, and maybe then you need to go to the drums track, and then you can visit the shift menu. And now we can find your, if you press expansions, we can find what we would like to have. For example, if we would like to have like the vault, it has lots of drum kits. So now we can just browse and we can choose. But here we can adjust the audition level. It was quite loud, auto audition. So, but I would have, for example,
I think this time it could be the acoustic.
You want? Okay.
Maybe
that one.
Okay. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, then we just load. I pressed here.
But what's the difference? Isn't there also, if I just had like synthesizer, could it also have drums from that?
From synthesizer, yeah, sometimes synthesizers have, but this has a limitation for the sound, so you can have like
And I think this is hard with there's so many things in here that I had no idea how to start.
But now you,
So
now
now
for
I just-
example, if you
okay.
want to add,
Yeah.
I would have used maybe probably something dance or techno or drums, but you've chosen that acoustic.
Yeah.
Then
And now it's there.
then you can test it. You can test
maybe here.
drum it here or you can drum it here. It depends.
Or here.
Yeah. But I would maybe do something like kind of constant for starters. That just
And
do
could I, for this track, could I like only have one drum there and then
one
have
at a time. You can do it.
But
that
should
way.
I add it to that track or if I have more or different tracks?
It depends. You can
Okay.
do it if you want to use from other kit something. Then it's probably good to add another drum track. But if you now record something simple,
So what would, so for example, this every like start of the,
yeah, you can do it. Yeah, I think
So-
just record
and now it starts from here, but I
Yeah,
just,
it's start-
okay, actually it start, if I play this, it will start from the beginning, right? Yeah, I know. And then, and this would be that it would start from here, but then I could just wait,
Yeah.
play, and this start from the beginning.
Yeah, it's good to start from this time from the beginning.
Maybe it's good.
Normally the mistakes can be good. Yeah. In this case, for example, it gives the variation already. Yeah, it's good.
So I know you would want to add more drums, but I'm kind of like the beginner and I just want something. So I would actually want to add some bass now.
So probably I think the best idea is to just duplicate the track.
Why do you need to duplicate? I would add the bass, not drum.
Drum. Okay, yeah. But if you would like to have another drum on the different track,
Yeah, then it would have the same expansion there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
but yeah, now
But
you
I
can
think
add
because
plus. You can
I
create
would be
bass.
really like. This would be a really good start for me if I have this with some bass and then some keyboards. I would be like, okay,
Yeah,
I
let's
can do it. Something.
Yeah, let's
So
add
more.
bass.
And then
And
is it
I'm
now
plugin still? Yeah, I think it's best maybe. And then you
And
can,
now it's this one.
or maybe close that one.
okay.
It's better to go to main.
Main.
Then you can see the plugin, and now you should choose the plugin
And
synth. You can change to bass.
this is. Does that mean that it's the third track?
Yeah. Yeah, you can
okay,
go back,
okay.
back.
So I could,
Just-
yeah. And okay.
No.
Can I also change it with this?
Yeah, go here first.
No, I want to just see how it works. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So now,
Now if you change the plugin to the something more, if you use bass, so we cannot take that. You got the sub factory. It's quite good. Yeah. No.
and for a beginner, it's really hard. I have so many plugins and I don't know what's good for what.
And you can test now the presets. So it's probably not good. So we can take something more than this one. Or maybe some crunchier. Try that one.
And I can change the preset later
Yeah.
on, right?
Afterwards. But it's nice to have like closer to when you have to.
I like that. I don't know if you like it, but
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
So I had a D.
So what's the scale? What's the what you're playing? Was it like D minor?
Yeah,
or
it
D
started
minor?
with D minor and then C and G.
Okay.
So
So I would recommend to, if you have simple bass, then it's kind of D and A notes mostly at first,
yeah,
and then you can add variations to that loop.
yeah. So now I would go back to here, right?
Yeah.
And then so I would at least have D here when it's the D minor coming.
Yeah, you can, or it doesn't have to start with D
So
immediately.
I can
You
now
have-
just play and see what would, right? I
Yeah,
have
you
to
can play.
record.
Yeah, you don't have to record. But D is the start, maybe. Yeah.
Ah,
It's not key. G. It's not an A. Okay, it's the correct. It's not good. Alright.
so couldn't I just this is the D minor, C and G.
C. Okay, then it's okay. Then.
Couldn't I just use those?
Yeah.
Okay, now I got it.
Yeah.
So just
something rhythmical.
Oh wait, that's could I go? I don't know.
During playing D, you can play A also. You can have variations.
At the same time.
No, in turns.
Ah.
Try. And C with G. And with G you can try D. So then you can have a little bit. Like this. This way. I can give an example. Sorry. I missed myself. Let's try again. So.
I guess that's too hard for me. Maybe I should
But
just. I could just something really simple, and then
Okay,
if
then
I still
play
want the
bass
keyboards,
notes.
then the keyboards.
Play bass notes at first, and then that's one way to just maybe not too many times. It sounds sometimes a little bit weak.
So what?
Is it A? Yes.
I was wrong.
Then you can drop to D.
Is that too much?
Yeah, maybe too much. But,
So maybe I should just record something. So
Try to record something.
record and then
Start.
space. It was wrong. So if I now put, I'm gonna start the
Stop the overdub and let it play. Now you don't record, but you can practice. But then you hear it was good actually, the mistakes.
Okay.
They're still okay. If you listen, it's variations. So you feel that it's nice to jam with MPC already because it's kind of, you can add.
So would there be something that I
Easily.
would put what kind of scale this is, and then it wouldn't record anything that is not in the scale?
Yeah, you can do it with pads at least.
Okay, but I don't want that now. But would this be like okay if I just
Not maybe, I would, okay, let's go and edit mode.
Okay,
Let's test shortly the edit. So if we go here, we double click, we see this bass. Wow. So maybe if we would like to have, for example, this, we'll choose this range. I think this was like the,
this
if we
was
want
the,
to have these
this was
notes,
the range.
and we want to transpose them. We could have like maybe better sounding type that remove those A's to be G. Yeah. Now that way. But if it was that notch, then we can move. This is quite nice way. I think the MIDI editing in MPC is kind of crazy because you can choose the range and you can edit the MIDI notes in many of them, but you can use this knob to kind of move them around.
Yeah. What does it says? Don't snap. Did it now when we did it somehow?
Yeah, there's
make
not, we
them
have the
snap
time
or
correction.
something?
Yeah, we have the time correction
okay.
on. So it's this button. If we press it,
So it was on at the moment.
global timing correct is on.
Yeah.
But if we want to play something,
No, it's okay now.
for example, if I play flutes or something and something jazzy and lots of licks and things like that, you need to have this off, because then it creates the quantization and it's not good in some cases. Yeah, but for this starters to
Okay,
create
so
this,
can I now?
yeah, now
play
you
and
can.
It plays everything and not just this track.
Yeah. But you can edit during this. There are several ways to create variations and things like that. You don't have to play it actually. You could add effect or something if you want to make it interesting, more interesting. And delay. You can add delays.
Now, should I save this so
Maybe
nothing
it's a
bad
good
happens?
idea. Yeah.
I might have some autosave on, but
Yeah.
but it doesn't. It
You
hasn't.
go to
popped out yet,
menu, I think,
you know,
and then
and
save.
And project as.
Yeah, project as, and you can give the name now to the untitled.
And what would mean the save as template?
Then it would mean that if you next time you have it has a possibility to save one template, and if you put it that, then it will be used this one every time you create. You can use this one or new project. You can put it for this time. So you can continue from this like easily, but create another kind of. But of course you maybe should have, in templates you don't have the material, but it's quite easy to this one to. You can delete this material so easily, because then you got just edit and clear all. Then you have everything.
Yeah. So how did you go from the different screens where you had only this track?
First activate the track which you want to access.
Is it already?
No, but what you?
Third one.
This is base. It's active, yeah.
And
then you just it says I think it's like this only.
So, okay,
so it's already there in the bottom screen.
Yeah. There's so much.
Yeah. It's
so I want
simple,
something
actually,
really simple. So for this session, I would be really happy if we still add some keyboard
melodics or
and then maybe later on in some other session we can continue from that.
Let's try find some. Was there some key groups?
So new.
Let's test the key group.
And what was the difference of key group and?
Key group is like a key group sampler that you can for example from VSTs in PC or Mac you can record key groups to the certain. So you can sample to play from keyboard.
Did I go to main? No.
You can shift menu. You can browse the key groups.
Yeah. So I have to find it. Okay.
Yeah, and then we need to find
and what
content. Is there something? Project files, places. We can check where you have maybe essential instruments. Yeah, there is. I think now you can choose from these. They are key groups. So if you need to have some.
How do I know that those are the key groups? What is this key groups?
No, that's the kind of. It's the same, but they are .xpm.
Okay. Yeah.
They are key groups. And now, if you want to have, was there some key instrument or something? Yeah. Now you can choose. You use the filter here. And
this is good.
Okay, then you just press.
You don't like it.
Load.
I like it.
Load.
let's keep this really simple. And now I can
Yeah, you can, and I would go to that
yeah. Now main.
main. Main, you can of course here, you
yes,
see the key group, and actually you see the samples here. As you see, it's different than the plugin didn't have the samples, but you have it here. But let's make it a bit interesting still, because if we go to mix, then we got this here are all the 4 tracks,
Yeah.
and we got the keys. Let's add, we could create send effects and things like that, but then it would, in this case now, maybe probably not worth doing if we have only few instruments that you are learning. So maybe just, okay, you already have the reverb large there, for example, an auto pan for the track, but keyboard, but you could add something your own if you would like to have some. Let's see, would there be something interesting? You have both. Maybe let's try that one.
So do I have to
If you now press
test
the
all of these so I know
test.
what they actually?
Yeah, that's. Don't play.
I think it sounds just the same.
No, there's a delay.
It has delay. Okay, yeah.
So it keeps a little
It
bit
has actually.
rhythmic because it's a synced in delay, and we can adjust it a little bit if it's how we would like to be. We can set it quarter, follow me, ramp up 8 delay. Or long delay. I would maybe put this
What's that sound?
quarter. It's a filter. Then you can have more rhythmic. What did you?
That's
autosave.
probably the autosave.
Yeah. So you can kind of, if you play, you can have more kind of reflect. For this kind of
So
music,
I'm
maybe
really bad at playing keyboards, but I've kind of like been playing like, for example, maybe sometimes the chords, but then trying maybe like doing something, but I have no idea what I'm
put
doing.
the octave up, then it gets more recognition. Maybe test that one. Does it sound better?
Did it actually work?
Yeah, it
Oh,
works,
yeah, it is.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
If you press now there's something. Yeah, it's much better from the sound perspective to have the high
so
end.
it's not so close to the bass.
Yeah, and not drums and everything. So, but yeah, that's just the.
So if I
One
now
way.
just want to know something, what can I play there? Can I go, because it's the D minor, then C and G, can I just like, do I have to use the scale that we kind of like
Use those
thought this
chord
would be-
notes. That's safest one, of course, for
So,
this point.
yeah.
So you can use
So for example,
D,
D
you can
minor, I
use-
can
F and A and D. You can do some.
and then
just
I
the rhythm.
just can try different things and see what it's like,
Yeah,
and then it would be the C.
yeah.
And G.
Just simple because there is that delay. Some touches, it creates a melody already.
Okay, and now
So- Just record.
this
Or
is
play,
the-
play,
the
just play.
play.
You can.
I should have gone from the start.
Yeah, just play
Yeah, I'm gonna.
something. Just
Yeah,
here.
great. I have to think where.
Pressure. Okay, it's low, the volume. We can go to mixer
Yeah.
and pan and volume, and now we can actually. It's maybe a good idea to
This would be like the.
change a little bit, maybe drums even. Then we can.
Maybe this could be a start.
Yeah, actually, do you hear that that synchronized delay is giving you some, you are easier on beat.
It would be great if this actually did always record, and then I could say, okay, that was good already.
But you can, if you use this as a template, you have like the delay there and this piano, it will save, and you can just delete the material and start with
from record, and then
Yeah.
start. I'm gonna like first think about it.
That's not good.
Was that part of the scale?
Let's listen. Yeah, it's
So
what is now?
this is already something that I couldn't do, so I'm really happy what you taught me.
But I think what is here now, for example, the drum is maybe too plain and simple, and
I know, but still I think this would be a
Yeah,
good,
you can use
good
as a-
place to save, and then maybe next time we do this, we could, before making this better, we could maybe see how I can add some other parts to this, so it wouldn't be just this loop, it would have some variation, and how it goes, that it follows this and then goes maybe back to here.
Yeah, but actually, if we use this kind of music and we use analog delays, I would actually put that to the bass drum. Then you could get additional hits.
So
let's try it.
This is the bass, right?
Bass drum.
Bass drum. Sorry. Yeah.
So yeah.
And
And
then,
actually, we can do it from mixer. So mix.
Okay.
So now and
And how should I rename these? Maybe so it's not plugin one, or it's
you
actually
can rename
like the chords and.
you can from
bass.
the main page you can kind of
Yes.
it's good to control the.
So
But now you can, for
so
example,
was it effects?
Yeah.
Chords?
there you can now.
Can I just put the same one?
Yeah, you can put the same one. Then you can
Let's see.
just do the third slot. There is this. These are already existing in the key groups. Normally there are effects. You
What
can
was
have-
it?
It's the
Can I somehow search
analog sync. You see that last one.
this? Is there some way to search? I guess not.
They have maybe added that. I don't remember now, but yeah.
And then,
And then you just check that
I
one.
guess the settings are now different from this.
Yeah, you can make them same. You learn, so you can check it's the init.
So now can I just play and
Yeah, you can
see?
play and test.
So maybe I should also like only play the
you
one
can now
track, so
change.
I could actually.
Now you're here. I like this one, for example.
Okay, so I don't have to change these myself.
You don't
I
have
just
to,
use
yeah.
the presets. Okay.
You can use the default here, but you can of course adjust everything. But now it fits. I think.
Yeah.
with the-
So now I just go back.
Yeah. You got it at
And,
main. You can main and maybe there's some shortcut to the arranger, but you can go. Now you see. Maybe you could fix that actually, that the additional hits, you could fix those. Maybe it's better to simplify that. So if you edit that first, you are now on drum
So
track. You
let's
just
see.
press
Yeah. This one. Yeah.
now, and you can now.
But what if I just want to keep them out?
Yeah, no, you can keep them. Yeah, it's up to you. But
Let's
but
go
you,
like
here you
this.
see the notes, additional notes.
I know.
So basically,
I
yeah,
can delete them or make
But-
them different.
yeah, by using this
Yeah,
this
yeah.
range area is
I will
quite
try
nice,
those.
and
Yeah.
or you
So-
can erase with this eraser, and with this one you can draw your own notes.
Yeah. So now if I want to save, it's always so hard to go. How do you? So main would be the.
I think
But you can't save from.
I think it autosave already saved it, but you can save from the menu. You are there, save,
And then just
save, and project now. You don't need to use
you
because
don't-
you have named it. Or
And it doesn't matter that it's also template now when I.
it's not. It didn't save it to the template now. You need to go to save
if I save and
project as, and
so
then you need
if
to have
I
that. Yeah,
okay, but what's the difference?
it's overrides the older one if you press this one.
So it doesn't matter that it's a template now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can if you want to use
And
it.
if I save something else as a template, I still have this here saved.
I think with the name, yeah. But you can, yeah. this
So
is
now it's
override.
now overwriting the
Earlier template.
non-template.
Earlier template.
So is this different? Is this
You can
with the
name it
save as
different.
template? Is this is not the same as this one,
Yeah, no,
Isn't
this
it
is just a project name.
but it's still the name is same here.
Yeah, but it will be the ending, I think. If you save it, if you say remove that and save, you can save it both ways. No,
It
it
was
just
already
it just puts the some recognition that it's so you can save it as a template or you can save it as a project, the same name.
With the same name.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
same.
All right, but maybe that's not important.
But now
Okay.
you got the now you got some. There is some. Do you know what this screen is about?
No.
Those are the drum sounds. You can have separate.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you can have the drum sounds separate, and also you can have the effects per drum sound.
So now it was because I had the drums here and then I put this, so it's okay. Yeah.
And now when you have
But
the
it's
delay
not
there, you have that for every sound.
Also,
If you put that, if you put back that, if you go there, it's on every sound that delay. But if you would like to have it on one sound, then you need to have it per sound set. You can put it for each sound separately. But that's
Okay.
another story maybe.
Yeah.
But, or you can load another kit to here. This one we can put it away. So.
Okay.
But you can
I will
add another-
experiment with different kind of things, but this was really helpful.
Yeah, this is just one approach to start with.
Yeah.